Hi everyone, welcome to the new Odoo Insider session. As every Thursday, we have a meeting for 2 hours together answering technical functional questions. So ask me anything on the chat, on LinkedIn, YouTube, and also Twitch, where you are following us for already a bit more than 1 year now. We are going to have maybe first a quick look at the agenda, because you know that sometimes it's okay, we create a few sessions and it's always regular Q&A session like today. But for next few weeks, there will be a few specific things, and I just wanted to give you a bit of information about those weeks that we are going to have together. So today we have a regular Q&A session, as always. Next week the same, but with the other Antoine that you also know that is coming here, and every time starts with a joke. So we'll see which joke he will start with next time. Then on the 1st of May, it's a day off in Belgium, so you will have, I need still to record it, but something like 2 hours video, mainly based on import, so trying to cover everything related to the import. So lots of things will be there, because we have a video like that was made, I think, like 5 or 6 years ago. The interface of Odoo changed tremendously, the way we import as well, lots of similarities, but like interface it looks a bit old, so it will be revamped and we'll have a new and updated version of that. Then another regular Q&A session, and then very, very important, I love that, we are going to have Hermine and Robin coming here to show how the point of sale works. I think it will be also based on a bit of hardware configuration, so that you can see things, how it is being done. We've done that for the Odoo Partner Day that was like 2 weeks ago on Friday, where we had that session. I think it's cool because you can see, if you have a look at the documentation, you see a few graphs, but sometimes it's better to have just people telling you how to branch stuff and test it directly. So that would be the good time to have a look at the Odoo Insider session as well. I can't wait for that, but it's already like, it will be in 1 month, so we'll see. All right, maybe we already have a few questions. If we don't, I still have a few questions of last time that I in that very same file that I book. So I see there are no questions, so that's very good. I can start with a few questions that we had from the previous time. This one is coming from a partner request, where somebody asked us, okay, I would like to know what information do you retrieve for barcode lookup. So how can you know that? So there are different ways to do it. One way is to go the functional route and use that barcode lookup function. And so if you don't see what it is, I think it was demoed during version 18. Let me try that barcode. Yeah, we are going to link to a barcode database. You see here, you would need an API key. So just showing you that. If you go on barcodelookup.com, there you will find information. Let me check. Let's say Koken EN13, and we can, So if it looks like that would be the one. Let's try this. If I go there, okay, click on search yeah, it finds the information. And so the goal is, of course, like when you scan and the product is not known in Odoo, we are going to create that kind of product with maybe the image, maybe some extra information inside Odoo. So there, when somebody asks us that, we're like, okay, you don't have the information from here, maybe you would get it there, but there it's going to bring you to the documentation of Barcode lookup, and you see what you can get from there. So one first thing that you can do is see in the response what you're going to get, but that gives you what Odoo can potentially receive. So it's going to give you a lot of information, but are we going to exploit all of that? That I don't know. So I need to check also on Odoo side what is inside Odoo and what we do with it. Okay, so we have a bit of information there. Of course, you cannot test it without an API key, so you need to ask that. I don't know where you can do this, but I'm pretty sure that if you go on the website, you're going to find API, something like, yeah, you need to sign up, and then you have the price. You see, okay, 5,000 calls, that would be more than enough, I guess, for lots of businesses. You see it as a cost, but on our side, we have our own API key that we are going to use. I'm not going to show it on the screen, of course, because I don't know which solution we selected, but if I'm to show that live, I'm pretty sure that some people will reuse my key, so I'm not going to enter it here. And it's okay, because I don't need that to find information. You know, we have been browsing a bit the code, and that's sometimes the goal of today's session, which is, okay, let's try to find how very naively we can look for information inside Odoo, and that's one of the things that I want to do here. So I'm going to have a look at barcodelookup.com or a bit of information like that on GitHub, and we'll see what we can find. First of all, sometimes I'm going to use the search field here. You know that there I'm going to look for it in Odoo. Well, in the community, so that's why it's Odoo here. I see we have something like of resconfig view setting, and I see the link to the documentation. And if you have a look, that one is the one that I was having a look just before. We can test that. Yeah, but without this one would have been better. Okay, we can go there, and that it looks like it's the you see stock barcode database information. It looks like the link that we have here. So okay, can we get more than this, or this is just some item that we have and we are going to find a bit more in the enterprise version? So let's see what it does right here. Okay, here we see that field name means that it's going to install that module. So it starts with a module underscore thing. Just a quick tip. When you find that in the resconfig settings, so the resconfig is all the things that we have here on the left side. That's a huge resconfig thing. If I click on the small monkey here and go in debug mode, there you can see the model resconfig. It's a huge thing where we have all the configuration of Odoo. And here we see, okay, it's going to install the stock barcode lookup. So let's see if that one looks like it's part of the Odoo community version. So let's go there. All right, let's retry it. Of course, I'm going to find it there, but still in the resconfig, so it may be looking more like it's part of the enterprise version. Let's try that. Okay, there we have more things. We see it's even the name of the module, so it's definitely enterprising. So what I need to do now is check inside that module, do we have a few bit more explanation of what it looks for, and then usually we are going to find something in the controller, in the models, or maybe in static sometimes about what we query. Pretty sure if it's not there, I'm going to have to look for that in different places. I don't remember exactly where it would be. So is it in the static place where we'll see things like, nope, not there. That's a good one. Do we receive things like information? Okay. Obviously, when we are going to ask Odoo to get information from that barcode lookup function, we will get some info somewhere. We are going to call some RPC stuff. Yeah, I get specific barcode data here, so I could look for that as well. And do we send, yeah, some parameters? So I suppose it's a barcode. That's when we create a new product somewhere. We are going to receive some barcode data that is coming from the results. Okay, we can maybe look for this and see if we can find something more, because definitely there should be a place where we know what we're going to receive from that application. Okay, do we have something there? Stock barcode. Here, barcode model. Okay, that looks like we are going to find things for a specific barcode inside Odoo, but maybe not what we are going to query to the barcode lookup. So I'm checking a bit more there. Where are we going to find that? Type of data that we can receive are maybe the width, the weight, things like those ones. So I can maybe try to find also, or it could be put in that module. So that's why I'm going to try as well here in stock barcode lookup. Over there, oops, do we have something like this? Maybe the weight is a better match, because I think that the weight we can get it. Okay, it's not there that we are going to compute that. What else can we have? It's when we are going to scan things. Let me check if we have barcode again. Create product, so we are going to use the API key, so that's maybe also a field that I could reuse, because when we query, I suppose that we are going to use that key. So if that field is getting used, or if I need to query the barcode lookup, I'm pretty sure I'm going to use that key thing. So one way I could check that is also having a look at this field somewhere. So you see, it's not an exact science. Maybe I'm going to struggle a bit more with this one. Okay, it's in product barcode lookup. So you see, with a bit of a search, it's leading me to another application, because I was talking about stock barcode lookup. The other one, what is here? Yeah, stock barcode, and maybe that's a quick tip. We can try that. We had, it was stock barcode lookup here. Maybe another thing I could have done is going to the manifest and say, okay, but what do we rely on? And here we see product barcode lookup. That could have been also a good way to get to product barcode lookup here. So here we have the rest config. So I'm pretty sure that in there, maybe not that file, but in the models here, maybe I'm going to see a few more things that are interesting in terms of API key that we need. When we change the barcode, what do? We are going to update product by barcode lookup, so I can maybe have a look at this one as well. What else do we have on the product template? Okay, update product by barcode. Yeah, then maybe it looks like we have a bit of information here. Yeah, so looks like we are going to receive things, so we check if we are in imperial measures or not. We are going to see after that the image. Do we have one? Do we need to replace it? So that's the kind of things, the price, the weight, and the attributes and values that we're going to get, the dimensions. Okay, it looks like it is here where we are going to find the information that we want about, okay, the information that we got from the barcode lookup is going to be found here. So you see, you have notion of descriptions, you have notions of dimensions, some extra attributes, category information. But so it's maybe less than what you had here if you see everything that you can receive. But there inside, well, because you have really a lot of things in that call that is sent back to you as a response. But you can see that what we are doing on our side are the different criteria you have here. So that would be where I would start looking for the information that is updated by the barcode lookup. So you see how to navigate and try to find that information. Of course, another way, as I was explaining, if you want to discover those kind of things, is testing it functionally. But that functional test is going first to pay for the barcode lookup integration. So it will cost you €100 just to have the API key, call a few times and see what you receive. That's another way of doing. I don't know if they have demo things that you can use. Maybe, yeah, no, even if I go in API queries and you can try this one with a tool like Postman, you still need an API key to see what they're going to send you. Maybe with a bit of extra thing, do we have? We can check that quickly before I jump into one other question, because I see that you asked a few questions in the meantime. Very good. So if I check that API key demo, do we have something like this? If you want to try it, let's see. Yeah, API call, blah blah. Yeah, that's, I guess, a fake key. So that's maybe also another thing that you can do, is ask them, okay, do we have demo keys? It doesn't look like from the website, but sometimes it's worth giving a quick message, well, sending a quick email, and you'll see if you get something. But yeah, that's it. Otherwise, a bit of information here on the configuration. But you have also the information now in our documentation, so it's also very good. If you want to go the faster way, documentation is updated, so you get that information, and we are very well explaining this here. So shorter route, way shorter than what I did. And sometimes you see, it's even a mistake of mine. I could start with the documentation, and some people will say, yeah, but documentation, sometimes it's not very good quality or whatever. But here you would have the right information. So name, price, tax, image, weight. Those are the kind of things that we could see here with image, weight, attributes, categories, dimensions, volume, and then description. Price, I didn't see that, and that is maybe weird to consider the price because, yeah, do we have it? Yeah, I see price, so maybe a recommendation, but you don't want to have a catalog price that is erased, so not sure that that is accurate, but you get the idea. All right, let's move to the next question from Pawan Sharma. How to start my career in Odoo? Different ways to answer that. It depends if you mean in Odoo, like Odoo as a company, or Odoo as a software. If it's as a company, we can go and have a look at the best place in the world to get started, which is odoo.com/jobs, where you are going to find all the positions that are open. You see all offices, all departments. Well, I'm saying all offices here, then you have all offices, but just one country selected. So that's the amount of people that we are recruiting currently in Belgium. Maybe on my side, I should change that, because let me try it with here. Yeah, it's already less, way less. That's because on this side, I see everything that is archived, or that we don't recruit at the moment, or next offers that are going to be published. But then you see it's a bit different if you do it in incognito mode, so don't be lured by the other numbers. But it's still very impressive. Like, we recruit 200 people worldwide at the moment. Lots of people in, I guess we have every office that is listed here. And there, it depends of what are your abilities, mainly, but not only. If I have a look at the departments, we have 3 big departments in which we recruit: consulting, that I'm part of. You have R&D, where you are going to build the software of tomorrow. You are going to work at the moment on version 19. You are going to make a bit of bug fix, have discussions with the product owners that are going to decide what will be the next feature that we are going to bring. Among the consulting, you also have developers, and you have consultants, like a functional consultant like me, and then you have also developers that are working on projects. So it's developers that are very good at discussing with clients and understanding specifications and things like that. Then you have a huge batch of salespeople as well, because Odoo is a software that we sell a lot, so we need a lot of sales force there. That's why here, for example, direct sales, you see we have a lot as well. We have certainly partner managers or partnership recruitment here, other sales positions, so that we have a lot as well. And then we have lots of other functions. I told you the 3 big departments: sales, R&D, consulting, and then you have lots of other things, like we have support, which is a big team as well. We have administration, we have HR. So it depends what are your qualifications. But I guess that if you follow the show here, it's mostly linked to either technical or functional job that you are looking for, Pawan. So that case, have a look there. And if you want to join Odoo as a software, but not only Odoo the company, then there are lots of partners that you can consult. If you're a bit afraid of trying to land a first job interview at a partner, and you feel like they would have expectations around who you are, what you know about Odoo, a good way to get started to learn is either follow the PLO, but that has a cost, or you follow everything that is here in the quests. I think that you go on getting started and CRM. You start from top left to bottom right, yeah, maybe not that far until you reach maybe the business cases here. That would be that, and yeah, that functional specification certification is a paid certification. So maybe don't go there if you are on your own and you want to first land a job at a partner. You can stop at the business cases, and that is already a few days of videos. If you do the videos nicely and then you want to redo the exercises, you can double the amount of time that you see here. CRM, like it's 2 hours of videos, but if you want to play the video, understand Odoo, you can quickly double the amount. So already that is going to keep you busy for a while. Then working with partners and in the community of Odoo, Odoo is one bit of the thing. I don't know the size of the company Odoo compared to the size of the global network. I would guess that we are something like 5% maybe, because when you see the numbers of partners that we have, it's quite impressive. So if I go there, I've been there last week, all countries, we have more than 4,000 different partners. Checking here, because I think that it's usually above that, but I think that here we don't count the learning ones. I can quickly check that by going for Belgium. Belgium 137. No, we do. Wait a sec. Yeah, it seems correct. So lots of partners, you can contact them. So all of them are working on Odoo. Some are more technicians, some are more consulting. But yeah, have a look at the ones that are in your country. That could be a good way to start as well. Okay, that was for Pawan Sharma. And then another one from Uzefa Tanvir. I looked into the interview process for software developer. The interview is said to be on site. Shouldn't there be options for remote interview for foreigners? I think at the interview you could have it from distance remotely, but I'm not sure that we open position for working remote. So in a way, it would mean that if you succeed in doing the interview, you would have to move anyway. I'm not sure we have remote positions. If you were to ask, well, if you ask me, I think we don't. We had maybe a bit in the past with COVID and all, no choice anyway. But I don't think that we still have that. So anyway, you would need to find a place, or a way to move. Tell us also when you say that where you come from, so that I can maybe give you more information about a particular country. Yeah, so don't hesitate. Dennis Anthony is saying, can you provide a format for the functional documentation and technical documentation for client customization request? We don't really have that. You are asking for documentation when clients want to customize something. We don't really have. One of the things that we do is more like, and I don't know if that's what you're asking, but when clients ask us to do something that doesn't exist in Odoo, what we are going to do is that we are going to have 2 levels of reasoning. The first one, as a consultant, is, can I do it with Studio? Can I try to answer the need of the client by adding a few fields, by creating a few automations? And I believe I do a lot of them here. Let me check for the previous example that we had. If I have a look at the automation rules, yeah, on this one, it's not the correct one. I think that my other database expired, by the way. I'm going to have a quick look there, but I think this one, because I connected on it. Yeah, you see I only have 13 minutes remaining, so this one we are going to say bye-bye to it, while it's maybe the one I used the most over the last few months here. Let me check the automation rules here. Yeah, you see here we on the show here we created 21 different rules. I should maybe do something like just this and export it for the ones that have code, because maybe sometimes I should reuse that. It's not Python. Where is it going to be? Let me check. No, it's the actions that we have here. And the actions, usually if it's code, I think I'm going to find them in server actions. That may be another thing I can do. Sorry, taking some other ways like this. Usage here, automation rule. Yeah, all those ones that are automation rules, I would like to export them. Action type, or is it usage? Yeah, automation rules. Okay, let's take them, let's export. And do we have some code stuff? Yeah, Python code. I'm going just to do that in case some useful server action I made could be reused. I'm maybe going to use the name. Yeah, display name or action name, good. So I'm going to do that, and maybe I could reuse that or from time to time, I go into one of the GitHub repositories where we have a few extra server actions. I could maybe reuse a few of them and make it available to the public. That would be maybe something that can be interesting. All right. So first thing, completing your question, let's close this one, is as a consultant, can I bring a solution that is purely functional plus studio? If it's possible, then we are going to do that because it's better for us and for the client not to pay an expensive development if we can find a workaround that he accepts. So before we ask a tech developer on our side to do something, we are going to spend a bit of time discussing with the client. And I think that as a consultant, it's better to discuss more with the client to get an agreement instead of understanding what, or have the feeling that to understand what the client wants and say, okay, we are going to do development. No, sometimes it's better to spend a bit more time with him saying, okay, I maybe have a solution, let me show you something. And then a bit like what we do today or every day, every Thursday on the show, it is, okay, I understand what you say, I have maybe a solution, let's discover together if that would be enough. And that is usually a first level of service that I like because it shows to your client that you know what you're talking about, you are ready to risk directly live to show him something just to get an approval before you potentially go for a big development. And if it's development anyway in the end, what we are going to do is we are going to do something. We are going to write specifications. And that is something that we teach you how to do, among other things, in the project leader onboarding, where we have documentation on how to write specifications. Let me write that. Yeah, writing specifications here. We explain how to do it. We are going to make a quick presentation of how to write good specifications to you. Then we are going to ask you to do the specification exercise where we play the role of a client and we ask you to create something in, you see here it's about report customization, not going to show you the solution. And we are going to teach you that we use Excalibur for doing that. So we have a few I'm not sure a sample spec here. We have an example of a spec that we can use on Excalibur so that you see the kind, that's the one that we use to explain how we would communicate things that we want. And you see, if I unzoom, it's a long thing with lots of screenshots because I'm not sure about the saying in English, but a picture speaks 1,000 words. I'm not sure about the exact meaning of it. Yeah, Gauthier is telling me, yeah. I'm not with Arthur today, by the way. I'm with Gauthier. He's here.
Can you hear me?
I guess they do. I cannot see the control console, but
I bet they do. So it's a picture is worth 1,000 words.
Thanks a lot for the help. Don't hesitate for that. Okay, so that is the one that we are going to use, and it's a lot of things that we do is common sense based, so we don't always have documentation for explaining things. It's more like here, if your question, Dennis Anthony, is okay, help me understand how to answer client customization request, different level, studio or not, and if not studio, how do we write specs? Now, maybe your question is aiming at also understanding how to communicate it with the client, how to manage the flow of creation of that task. On our side, we have, if you were to have a look at our own Odoo, I'm not going to show our own Odoo, but that's always something that frustrates me because I want to show it for real. But then if I show our own Odoo, you will see names of clients, customization that we do, and I cannot do that. But you would see we have a pipe of development that would be here, and we have different stages, and we have hundreds of tasks because we have hundreds of projects with lots of demands for like those ones, where we have the draft stage. Like if I'm trying to write a spec at the moment, I will start and maybe it's going to take me a few hours, so maybe I'm going to save it, and I don't want people to take a look at it yet. So we'll have an analysis phase where someone more technical is going to review what I wrote just to see if it makes sense. Because let's imagine you have a new consultant, like he's not like even 6 months of experience. The first spec that he's going to write is going to be dirty. And so you need to check that and give him advice so that the next time he gets better at writing it better and better and better. Then we have something where we have an estimate, we communicate the estimate to the client, and then if the client accepts, we do the development, and then there is testing, and then we go merge, and we push to prod. So that is something that maybe eventually we can review together to show you the exact steps. It's not an exact process, in the sense that when we see all the stages that we have at the moment, we sometimes think like, okay, isn't that over-engineering? It depends on the size of your company. On our side, we have 220 consultants, functional ones. Then, in addition, we have 50 developers that work on projects, to give you an idea of the split among consultants. So we need to have something we need to have a process. I don't like the word, but we need to have a process so that people work the same way and you know what to expect. In a team of 2 or 3 people, it's easier. Like, you are going to draft something that is way simpler. You are going to discuss with the person next to you. Maybe you are not even going to write. You are going to use videos. So that would be also different way of communicating. On our side, that's also because of the size of Odoo that we do that way. One thing that one of our or the manager of the developer team launched recently that could be useful for you to know is that we try to educate consultants to understand if the demand will be smaller than a day of development or longer, and if it's smaller than a day, is it even smaller than half a day? Sometimes consultants, they know because of experience or because of intuition, they will say, okay, but that must be a short development. And so they are going to follow a fast track, and they are going to directly talk with the developer just to see if they can avoid going and creating a task, going to different steps, because every time you have a few days of delays. It cannot be that for a development of 4 hours, you are going to wait for, I don't know, to add maybe 6 or 7 days of discussions and back and forth with the client or with your developer. So sometimes you want to have an answer that is quick, go back to your client saying, okay, I think it's 4 hours. And if you are missing, like if in the process you said 4, it's 5, it's anyway better than spending that 1 hour difference or even more discussing with the client, discussing with your developer. Sometimes you will feel like, yeah, okay, we spend a bit more time in development. Yeah, but you earned so much in the process of not going through lots of stages like those ones because the development is simple. Yeah, so that's why sometimes we are going to rather talk than going through that process. And it's just like experience talking. If you know that the development is going to be short, that is good. You can go directly to the developer. A small addition to this, we don't have templates, but one of the things that we know is that usually a quick report edition, like changing a PDF and adding a few fields and things like that, it's usually going to be something that is maximum 1 day of development. So consultants know that most of the time when someone says, oh yeah, but the PDF that you get there, when you print a PDF quote, it should be changed because I want to have a different layout, my logo, the thing here a bit bigger, change the font. Okay, we say 1 day because we know that in 1 day usually it is done. And if we take more than 1 day and it's 9 hours, that's going to be on our side. And it's okay. And you should do the same. It's not because we are Odoo that I'm saying that, but on your side, you don't realize how much you would spend. You would be ready to spend in terms of sales effort, in terms of discussion with the client, just to discuss 1 hour, while it's better to take it on your side. All right. Kong Sotea is asking, how can I config to not allow users update stage in opportunity backward? Ah, that's a cool one. You cannot configure it that way, like this, but we are going to do that together. It's a cool one. Okay, in order to know that, here, I don't know if you have a notion of sequence. I would assume that there is one, because otherwise, or Odoo would know that qualified goes before or after. So usually the file, you have them there from left to right. I suppose that there's a notion of sequence, and when you are in debug mode, you are going to be able to see the stages here. And that notion of sequence is here, and I'm saying sequence because I think it's even the name of the field. How can we be sure of that? Usually that little handle that you have, that those 6 little dots that allow you to move something here, it's usually the field that is called sequence. We can check that and have a look at the fields. We see sequence, that's the one. It's behind, you see, it's stored as an integer in the database, and if I were to remove the widget, you will see how it looks like. Yes, I can go Toggle Studio and say, yeah, please remove the widget, and just yeah, do we have something like no widget? I suppose that if I remove that, I don't even know if I can remove the widget, and yeah, just integer. Yeah, if I do that, you see it's going to show 1, 2, 3, 70. So that's the default value that we have. And when I'm going to reorganize, Odoo is going to magically handle that himself. Okay, good. So there's an integer there. So I could, and that's the same that is used here. I could work and say, okay, every time I'm trying to move something, I need to be sure that it's going for a higher position. That would be a first way to do, but it would mean I need to capture the value before, the value after. I'm not sure how to do that on my side on the automation, by the way. So I'm going to even give you a few, something that is easier. And that doesn't require code. That would be even better. So if you go there, you could say so what can we use? If qualified can go back new, and we could go and say CRM lead, and we say when we save, and that it was in stage contains or is in, and we say qualified, or any, in fact any here cannot be going back to new. And if I say here stage is in new, okay, then you could say that cannot be done. I still have a bit of you still have a bit of code to bring because you need to raise an error. That I don't know if it changes. I need to check Fabien's video because I've seen him very active on LinkedIn lately, showing things with the revamp of the automation rules. Like we are going to have more types of automations very soon. I don't remember which one we add, and I don't think that I've seen one about raising an error, for example, because then it means you still need to code a little bit, like just one line. But I guess that is available to you. Like you know how to do it. It's just like a raise user error, and then you give the message. You can't go back to an earlier stage. Okay, we could do that. I'm saving this here. So if I do this, it's okay. If I do that, yeah, you can go back to an earlier stage. Good. But then I can do proposition, then go back to qualified, because that I'm not checking. I'm checking back to new. It's going to bring me the error. You see it's still loading. Yes. So that's it. So you need to do that for this one, can go back new, and then that's why it's maybe a bit uglier. You keep the same error code, but can go back new. You could say also if proposition can go back new or qualified. And it's about changing the domain here. So you say, okay, if it's proposition, it cannot go back new or qualified. So you can do that. Of course, you get it. If you have like 70 stages, it's going to be a nightmare. Usually nobody has 70 stages, always less than 10, so it's manageable. That would be a first solution, very, very quickly to put in place. Otherwise, another thing that you could do is at the moment where you are going to save the information, but I'm not sure you can have the there must be a way, but I'm not sure you can have that. The before update stage and the last update stage, and you check the sequence of both, and if the sequence is slower, then you don't allow to do it. That's something that you could do, but I'm not sure. And that is something that is not defined here on how to get before after value. But you could say when updating the stage. Yeah, I don't know how you can compare the previous stage and the existing one, because here I could show the existing stage, but I don't know what could be the previous one. There's a notion of origin value or something like this. Wait a sec. It's just because I'm very curious about that. I think I logged it somewhere on my side. Let me check if I can find it quite quickly. Here, I'm on my other screen, by the way, just checking that if I have something like that origin. I'm not sure, I don't like it. Yes, no, it's create origin. It's not exactly that. Or I remember. It's just a quick check, because then I like to have. Let's say, I don't know if it's a sexy solution, but that's maybe something that could be helping us. I know it's the actual record, not the actual record values. There's maybe something that we can do there. I don't have the definite answer to check the before write values and the after write values, so I would be afraid to mislead you. So this one works anyway, or otherwise creating some code so that you capture during the write method what is the value of the the record and the value that you receive in the right in terms of arguments. That would work. Okay, that was for Kong Soter. Then we have Vadim Skafari. Sometimes when I want to delete a cancel delivery order, I receive the error. You cannot delete the product move if the picking is done. You can only correct the done quantities. Can you help? It's yes, I can help and say, don't do that. So the thing is, lots of places in Odoo, it's internal way of working. You cannot delete stuff when they reach a specific stage. And that is done on purpose because you don't want people to make mistakes or to, even sometimes it's a legal constraint. And I'm talking here about the accounting entries, for example. You cannot delete them once they've been validated and there is a hash that is given on the accounting entry. That is some kind of protection against yourself. So if you say, yeah, but I made a mistake when I received those products, then another thing that you need to do is return the product and explain in the return why you have this. Let's give an example, because here you say you deliver something and then you want to cancel it. So I'm going here, that is just booking something, so I don't have a, let's use a product that is a storable product. Yeah, a glass of red wine, I guess it's storable, we can have a look. So yeah, it's a ordered quantity stuff. So I'm going to anyway, let's imagine I'm delivering 2. I'm going to anyway have a delivery order. So if I do this, I go to the delivery. This one I can cancel it. I can maybe delete it after cancellation. But if I validate, and I'm saying, okay, I did a mistake, I made a mistake, and this one, it should be reverted back to a different stage. What you're trying to accomplish on your side, you have the move history. If I have a look at the glass of red wine that is moving from stock to customer, what you are facing is this. You're trying to delete. It will be gone, yeah, delete, but then you cannot delete, the picking is done, you can only correct the done quantities. So that is the message, the error message that you have. So what you can do is eventually, let's try to go back there, but you cannot even change this value. But what you could do is say, okay, if you only deliver to 1, for example, is return, and you say, okay, I would like to return 1 quantity, and you can update, here you see, update the quantity on the sale order or the purchase order, or you don't want, because it's okay, you don't want to change what you the number of the order the delivered stuff on the SO, different reasons for this, and then you can click on return, and then you see here from the same sale order now you have 2 deliveries, or at least you have 2 pickings, one that is out, so you deliver 2, and one that is in, like you receive 1, and that is through a return that you do this, and eventually you give some additional info or note explaining why you did it, so that you keep track of it. Like in 2 years, if you go back there, you will know why you've done it. Okay, Ruben 8 is asking us, in India, Odoo V17 Enterprise, how to e-invoice for RCM invoice. Process now not showing. So I don't know what is a RCM invoice, so I will need a bit of help. What is RCM invoice? Reverse charge mechanism is a system where the liability to pay tax shifts from the supplier to the recipient. Ooh, that I don't know. I don't know how you can do that. Odoo RCM, and so e-invoice. That would be a better question for the Indian team. Intra-community invoice, would that be this? No, intra-community, it looks like European stuff. 11 years ago, all right. Mostly I'm going to find things on the forum 1 year ago. That I really don't know. That's a good question to keep for Winand, to see the reverse charge. So where is the mechanism? Because that's not one that I'm familiar with, especially with the Indian localization. So for those kind of things, as you can see, where I'm like, I don't know even what is the mechanism behind. The best thing that you can do is contact your partner manager so that you ask them to enter in contact with a consultant that is based in India and that knows exactly what you need, and that can show you based on examples that are part of the same country, so that you can check with your account manager or partner manager to have a consultant assigned to you that will check that. Saliha Bentoumi is asking, hello, I created an automated action for a step of the CRM. When the step is set to proposal, an email will be sent. The message is displayed in the chat, but I do not receive it by email. What to do, please? That is maybe because of one of the following things. You see here, if I click on my profile, you will see that my address is this one. That's the one I think I'm going to send emails with. With. So if you have something like sending a message here, and I'm sending a message to someone, let's think about the following. When I'm sending a message, yeah, but here it's the same email address. Let me find someone else. Let's create another CRM thing. Let's say that I'm sending here to Henry. That's the email of Henry. Okay, let's say anything here. That is fun. You can go back to an earlier stage. So it means also very good that here my action is not correct, the one that we made before, because it needs to be that a stage, that the default stage is set. Otherwise here I don't have a stage. It says new, and it's going to give me an error because of my previous automation rules. So I need to archive those ones. Okay. Then here I'm saving this one. All right. And if I go there and I'm sending a message, I'm going to send it to the contact of the email. But there's no contact, no email. So I'm going to select Henry. So if I save this, now it's telling me to the person I'm going to send it. And you see, my name is not there. And that's normal in a way. When you send an email from your mailbox, you send it to someone. You don't receive a copy of your own email that you sent because you are the person sending it. So same here. If you send an email automatically, you need to be part of the two to which you would like to send it. Otherwise, Odoo is not going to add you there. So one way you could do that is going here and add also your own email. That would work. But if you say, yeah, but I would like this to be automated because in your message it is automated action, then we can check if you can automate that, because when you automate, you add a new email template. So we can check that. Send email to customer plus me, CRM lead again, and we say when it's moving to, let's say, stage is in proposition. Yeah, we can do that, and then we are going to send an email. Send email. Okay, and then you see we have an email template. There's none, so that will be here. First of all, I will say email. I need to create a new email on the. A new email template, CRM lead test. That I should have maybe based that on a sale order because it would have been faster to generate, because then I have subject test email. I'm going to go fast here, not to create a lot of let's say placeholders. Testing here, email configuration. You have the from, so yeah, I'm going to reuse the one of the user. So usually it would be object.userid.email. That should work. We'll see what it says. And then you have the reply to, and then we have the to somewhere. No, it's not telling us anything. The object that is okay. I'm not going to auto delete so that we can capture what it is sending. Outgoing email server same. Applies to lead. Okay. I'm curious about this one. Yes. I don't like. Every time I'm getting frustrated because I forget the trigger. And so as I forget the trigger, I'm going to copy paste this because that is something I don't like. If you click on save, you need to re-enter the domain. So as I copy pasted it, that should work. Okay, so I'm curious about something. I didn't find the to information in the template. So just checking quickly, email templates. The CRM lead one that I created. It's not on the lead. Yeah. Okay. From default recipient. Otherwise, if I uncheck that, I have the two. So is it going to be only the followers, the partner, and the email field? Okay. So either you use that or you use some emails here. What you could do is try to force it. So you say to partners, and then you say, can we maybe need to create, in one line, we need to create two different things. We can try the following. So we have the object. I'm going to add the followers. That's maybe something I will need to require from another email template. Come on, buddy. Yes. So there maybe I can go and have a look at what is done for the sale order. So as usual, reuse things that are done in Odoo. So let's have a look. Yeah, it will be default recipients everywhere now. Can I have something that is not default recipients? So that is, let's check default recipients. No. Yeah, but then, yeah, renewal contact, get and send the emails. Yeah, I'm checking the ones that we can have, private email, blah, 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 blah. Context partner ID. I don't have anything where we are going to select more than just the followers, so I could maybe try, so partners, the partner email and is an ID, okay, and the parent of the partner. Okay, I could maybe reuse this one, but I want to also do it, yeah, we don't have the list of followers, and that would be maybe better to use the default recipient. I'm pretty sure that we need to have something like this. I'm going to try to exploit the idea of followers further. It won't be perfect though, because you know when you go on, let's say, CRM in the leads, I can go back to CRM in fact, and here, if I look at not the filters, if I have a look at the fields over there, you will see that there's something that every object in Odoo that depends on the notion of having a chatter, and we saw that there was a chatter. There is something that is called, I forgot the name, but it's partner something. If it's not partner, it's follower, message follower IDs or message partner IDs. We have something like this. Let me check. Message partner IDs, yes. Follower as partners, and that is good. I could do maybe that. I don't know if it's okay to receive something like this and have a list of IDs. Okay, and do the following. We'll see if that works, by the way. And if it doesn't, I guess Odoo is going to send me a message. So let's try that. I'm giving IDs here because it expects IDs, while here it would expect emails. I don't know if this one will work. We'll see. You could maybe add yourself in CC. I don't know if that would work as well. I think that previewing it would be sufficient. Yeah, you see here recipients would be Henry and Antoine. Test record, that is fun. It's on transfer. Yes, okay. I changed the other one, not the one I wanted, which is this one. Okay, let's try preview Henry Keegan's opportunity. Recipients, I only have one. That's because, you see, if I'm basing this on the followers, that's because Henry Keegan is not a follower, so I should also add him maybe as a follower so that it's working. But then you will see, because that's maybe not enough what I'm doing, we are going to play a little bit more with that. So that's the lead test email that I'm going to send. If I'm retrying the preview now, you see I have two recipients. But one of the recipients is a person that is sending the email, so we'll see if Odoo sends an email to that person, because it's weird in a way to send a message to yourself. I unchecked auto delete so that it will show in my emails list. And now let's try to make this work by moving it here to proposition. Was it proposition to which I should have that mail being sent? Here, moving it to proposition, yeah, I see, just send a message. It was so quick that I didn't see it. Usually there's a bit of lag, and you can see there's a bit of loading time. I'm going to check here in my emails being sent, if it's really sent, and you can debug that there, and you see you have test email, yeah, to partners, and there it is. So you have both. So that's one of the things that you can do. It is changing the list of people you want to send it to by adapting the mail configuration to different people here, to partners or to emails, so that you add this. And I think that, I'm not sure, we can check that because I'm not super familiar with the default recipients, but you see the field is use default to. I suppose there that you have a list of different things. It says partner, email, followers, I don't know. So I'm curious about that, use default to. We can go on GitHub on Odoo. Use default to. I wonder what it selects. There you have mail template. quickly checking a few cases if I can find that. Recipient, okay. Okay, so we are going to generate the template recipient. It depends on use default to default recipients. Then we are going to check, okay, per model, we are going to check this information on different types of models. And I suppose that there, if I'm checking for this, I'm going to find different ways of finding what is a default recipient on an event registration, for example, on a REST partner, on a CRM lead. Good. So what would that be? On a CRM lead, we are going to select apparently that information. So email to email CC. Okay. So that wouldn't be something that you want. Yeah, because you wouldn't have things like followers. So, but you see here you have that default too. We are going to select different values. Depending on the model you are working on, definitely it looks like, from what I can see, not an expert, that default recipient wouldn't help you. You would need to go for 2 partners and select partners here. And I don't know from there if you can add extra things, like if I'm not selecting this one, because that one works for the things that are in followers. You could eventually select a subset of that by using a filtered feature. I wonder if we can do something like object user id.id and object.partner.id.id, and user id.id wouldn't work because I would need to maybe select the partner ID of the user ID. So if we want to strictly send to partners, maybe that should be that. I'm going to try this one, but I don't know if that would mean that we are going to send to both. Checking quickly. Yeah, here I'm again on the wrong thing that I wanted to test. I could go on the other email template. Lead test blah blah blah. Okay, let's retry this one. Yeah, here recipient, you see it's only selecting the first one. I don't know how I can do that. If I can I maybe use a table for this and do this instead? A table and array. I don't know if that would work. Never tried it. I don't know what Odoo expects there. Yeah, that works. So you could be doing that, different values. So it's the user and the partner. That seems to work in terms of recipient. See if you that works better if you don't want to add manually people to the followers. Okay, that was for Saliha. And Vadim replied to my answer. Vadim said, some delivery orders I can cancel but cannot delete. I want to delete delivery orders that are already cancelled. I'm continuing on this one. Sometimes you can't for reasons that are constraints inside Odoo. So we can try and we can see where we can go. But if someone asks me that, usually you don't give us enough information. If a client says, yeah, but that's because I made tests, I entered test data in Odoo on my production environment, not everything can be deleted, and customers or let's say users need to know it. If I go to the inventory, let me check again. For your example, I'm going back to the deliveries maybe that I made because I'll select one that is, I will cancel this one because you tell me, yeah, you can cancel but not delete. I will cancel, and if you delete there, yeah, cancelling and deletion, you see I could cancel then delete, so that's all right. I need to check which one you couldn't because they are cancelled. Could it be that you have something like multiple items and some of which have been delivered and other cancelled? No. I need to know what kind of when you can delete. One way of checking that, it would be a bit longer because I don't have the same set of data that what you have. One thing I could check is having a look at the stock maybe and see the unlink causes of the unlink method of stock pickings. Then I would maybe know a bit more on the conditions that Odoo. Yeah, Yeah, it's about the moves. So when you try to delete, it first tries to cancel the moves and delete the moves. So the moves, we can see move IDs. Then it's the stock moves that we are going to have. Stock moves. Then we can check the link. And then I would maybe be able to tell you more about that. Okay. We are going to first delete the move lines. Okay, so I guess that move lines are going to tell us what we can do or not. But there, I'm in the default stock module, so maybe those rules are changed after that. Yeah, so unlinked should unreserved, but can you do it anytime? Yeah, I don't see our messages here, but maybe we don't allow unlinking. I need to check where do you have. Yeah, that's the one, unlink except. Yes, you have that. So that's not the right search I'm making. You have the on delete clause, but of course when you uninstall, you don't want to have an error message. So that's where you are going to see the message, and there it says if it's done or cancelled, you cannot. But so the move line state is done and cancelled, but that's weird. Mine, I could do it while it was cancelled. It could be that in your case you have lines that are cancelled in a picking that is done. That I'm not sure if it's something that could be a real case. And maybe I'm checking version 18 and you are not on version 18, because I don't know if you mentioned it earlier. But as you can see, maybe that's also something that we need to take into account. Stock picking, of course. On my side, I check this, and that means that you cannot go against that. Okay, so if that is there, there's a reason for that, and the best way to do it would be to analyze and to maybe do it through development. Do we have a on delete clause here on the picking? No. Let me check if we have another one on the stock move, and if not, it looks like it would be rather on yeah, here, draft cancel. Yeah, so there, deleting move or deleting move lines, they don't have the same conditions under which you can delete them. So of course, the more conditions you have like this one, the harder it will be to delete stuff, but usually that's done on purpose, because you are going to here, for example, if those lines of codes were not existing, you could have a chain of different pickings with every time stock moves that rely on each other, and if you cancel one, everything is broken, and you will have operations that are waiting for things that will never happen. So that is why we do it, and for this one, Vadim, you would need to, there are a few tricks, but I'm not going to tell you that, because I'm going to mislead you into believing that just changing the state before you delete would make it work. You could delete stuff, but there's a reason why we don't do that. So the best is to cancel information and live with cancel item. It's okay. Mistakes happen. And if it's about cleaning a database, because you have lots of those things like that, it's better to educate the user than changing the code. You would regret it. Michel Strom, recurring viewer as well. Is it possible to start experimenting with the AI feature that will be available on Odoo 19? Yes, that's a good point, because after the video, Fabien was like, I'm sure someone will ask me about that during the Odoo Insider. So I'm going to try. I'd never did it, so I'm really doing this, not almost blindfolded, but quick word here. What Fabien was showing is something that will land, if not yet, in version 19. Version 19 at the moment, you see that we have a 18.2, and version 19 is in the master branch at the moment, unless Fabien was showing that on another branch that would be a specific branch that was made for the demo. So the best guess is to go to the master branch and check. And that I think I know where it is, what he showed. So, come on, somebody is playing with the we should ban those guys playing with the signing information. Ooh, that's different. But of course, run bot master means it's a development environment, so potential bug may arise. You know that. You go in the settings because the AI stuff that was shown was, I believe, based around automation rules as well. Testing AI for Michel Strom, and we can try this on CRM lead again. Yes, and then add actions. Do we have multi-actions? We don't have AI stuff here, so it's maybe not there. And I think I've seen something around that. So let me save this one. Trigger on save. Maybe that's because we needed to put that there. Okay, blah, blah, blah. Okay, let's try. Do you have better actions? Update, create, duplicate. Send WhatsApp, add followers, execute code, and in code execution. No, I don't have AI. Do we have update or compute things with AI? No. I need to check his video because I have the feeling that's where it goes. Would it be if it's not there in the server actions? But I guess it's the same screen. Huh? So let's go on the lead again. Yeah, it's the same. Execute code. Could we have? That is going to be a long search because if I'm putting AI here, yeah, of course I have too many things. So talking about the branches and the run bot. So we have here just the starred ones. Do we have access to the ones that are not starred? Yeah, I don't even know if I have access. No, I don't have access to the run bots with more information. Could test the industry also. I had a feeling that we had the possibility to get more than just these ones before. Because what I wanted to do is have a look at the other branches that we may have available, but that would be on Odoo Dev, I guess, and not the branches that we have here. If it didn't land master yet, it's in another branch that will, I guess, soon be merged when it's ready. And so it could be that Fabien was showing that without any AI, well, with the AI branch that we don't have yet here. You see, I think that the run bot relies on the different branches that we have here, and that it filters the one for which we still have support. But there you see lots of existing branches, but they don't have features like if you go on the other side. I don't know if we have Odoo Dev. I don't even know if I have access to this one. No, I don't. So I wouldn't be even able to show you that. So you have, Michel, you have to wait before it reaches here the enterprise version. One way of checking that is staying tuned on here, checking on the master for both community version and enterprise version, what is being committed, and then pretty sure that here, not the fixed ones, but the improvements or the new additions, you will find things that are related to AI. But if it's not there, it means that it has not been moved yet to the master. And I think it's not information that I can see on LinkedIn on Fabien's screen. I'm almost, yeah, it went fast because I didn't spend enough time on that. And I'm not going to have you watch Fabien's video on the live video in a video. I don't like it too much. But I can have a look at that and see if I can find it for next time. If it's not in the short story, is again repeating myself. If it's not in the master, it's better to wait. But otherwise, it will be there, Michel. And I don't know if it will be enterprise or community. One thing that makes me believe that it could be community is the following: is that in version 18, for example, if I go in the community and I sign in here, so I'm on the community version of Odoo over there. Logging in, you will see, yeah, that is community. Okay, if I go back to the website, or if I go even in CRM, I think we have that. When you go here and type ChatGPT, you already have some AI. So will it be done the same way here with ChatGPT, or will it be done a different way, because there's a lot of value in automating stuff that I don't know. It could be that it reaches the enterprise version as well, because it will be kind of tied to Studio. So that could be an indicator that it will be a community. Michel, you're saying also inside Odoo R&D webinar, but it's sold out. It's even recorded. How to watch it online? Oh yeah, that is weird. That we don't have sold out webinar stuff because we don't sell it. So let me check that. odoo.com/events. I guess it will be there. So you said inside R&D webinar, but we are on. Yeah, it's showing April, but also in the past. So we are on the 17th. Okay. Inside Odoo R&D job event. Even more. Okay. It's a job event. Online session. Okay. All right. The agenda. Okay. All right. And if you click on register, it's not working. Yeah. That I didn't know. I guess there is a reason why. Let me check that. You know. Perfect.
I'm
Gauthier.
not sure, but maybe they just mistakenly checked the limit applications box.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll have to notify them.
Okay. What I can do is quickly have a look at that. Because you see, if it's an online event, do we have a link? Like it will be is it another question? Sorry, I'm restarting again. It's shown on LinkedIn, right? That thing, because you not. I have the feeling it was there. Let me check quickly. My Chrome is not linked to my LinkedIn, so I need to switch and go on the other side here, or I can show you that. Let me. Yes. So I can check this one. One way of having a look at the right information here is to go on Odoo's company. So I think it's company here, Odoo events. There you have the link. What do we propose? Do we have it? Odoo Insider, that's today. Yeah, inside Odoo R&D, it's there. So I think Gauthier is right. What you mentioned, because if it's there, it's an event that you can follow. It will be a webinar. So maybe. Go on Odoo's page, go to the event. If you are good at retaining URL, it's /company/Odoo/events with an S. You will find them. That's where we have the insider session as well. So I think it's a mistake, simply. So you don't need to subscribe. Usually those kind of things, they work. It's just a webinar everyone has access to. I'm pretty sure that maybe on Odoo's YouTube page it will be the same. So live we have something like it's now, but do we have something like the next ones live now? I'm not using YouTube enough. So where would it be in the next videos? Do we have something like this? Yeah, I don't know. Like, I don't know if it will be streamed on YouTube anyway.
Yeah, so the YouTube interface for live stream is not very good, but you just have to go to live and then scroll and see until you find the one you want.
All right, so it's not showing the next lives. Okay.
Not really in order.
Okay, all right. But so that's it. I don't remember who asked this. Yeah, Michel, have a look. It's pretty sure, like 99%, it's available to everyone. Next question from Bertjan van der Heyden. Our customer has external warehouse with an external fulfillment partner. He has no access to Odoo. This partner takes care of stocks and sends their products. When sending products, the partner also wants to enclose the delivery slip, from Odoo. Is there a way to get a link to the delivery slip and share this with fulfillment partner? Not super easily, because you want to share it with just that fulfillment partner, not with everyone, I suppose, because otherwise a link that gives you access to a document, you can have it. If the delivery slip is generated by Odoo, you have always access to the following. I'm going to show you this, but it needs a bit of extra thinking on top of that. When you create reports in Odoo, so you're talking about the delivery, you have a template name that is here, and that template name, it can be reused so that if I go, for example, on a delivery in the inventory, I go into my operations, deliveries, I have one that is good. You have the IDs here, it's ID number 3. So what you can do is say, not Odoo, but report, then you say it would be in PDF, then you say that is the ID of the document I want, and then it's the ID, the XML ID of the report, and then the ID of the document. It was 2, right? Not sure. No, it was not 2. Anyway, this one is going to tell me record doesn't exist or has been deleted, so I was wrong with the ID of the document. It was 3. I'm not even able to remember that from 2 seconds ago. All right, so it's 3. Then you have direct access to the document. But of course, this, I have access to it because I'm connected. Doing this there, it's going to, I guess, redirect me to the logging screen. So that would be a way of doing if you have a way to get directly. I guess that if your partner has access to the API, has a user and a password, I don't know if he can rely on that kind of thing to access the document you want. It's always going to be the same XML ID, and then with a different ID for the document that you want. Here on my side it was stock.report delivery slip. If you created another one, it's another name, of course. That's a way you can try. I'm not sure if you could have any other blocking point because I don't know how much this is available through the API. Otherwise, you need to create your own controller to get the information, because I don't think that's something that we create directly on Odoo, like available as a document. Otherwise, a bit of extra development is maybe thinking about this one. That's a bit complicated. We don't have any other question after this one, from what I see, or. Okay, we have one, but this is a heavy one. Okay, I can spend a bit more time on this one to try to find another solution, even though maybe the one I proposed could work. When you generate delivery slip like this one, you have a printed report name, but you can also say somewhere that you would like to reload and save as an attachment. So I'm going to check if I can save this one as an attachment, so that when I'm going here and I print the delivery slip, we'll see if we have an error or not. You see, that is what we have. It generates an attachment that you have here. Of course, the name is very long because I have something very long here. I want the partner name, the object name, blah, blah, blah. I could do something else, saying it's delivery slip, and then I'm using something way shorter, and I'm saying it's Odoo object ID. Let's try this way, so that we have always the same notion. And let's make it with no space. That work. I'm going to retry this one. Okay, let's delete and let's print delivery slip. Okay, that works, and the name was but the name okay. I wonder if the name is not taken anyway then from printed report name. I can reuse this and see if that's the issue. Because what I would like to do, in fact, it doesn't matter too much what I'm doing here with the name, because what we have here is that it's generating usually attachments. So, let's go back here and let's go to attachments. Yeah, delivery slip tree. That's what I wanted to have. That, and then you could say is a public document, and from this you would have an access to the URL. You don't see it there, but I can show you the link. So if we do this, and I'm going there to show the there's a link. I don't remember exactly the name, but beginning of last week, I used the field that I'm going to show for importing, and I'm going here to reuse it for exporting some information. Is it URL something? Attachment URL, local URL? That's maybe the one. Let's try that. Yes, I think that is it. And so you could reuse the information that you have there. And let's try if that works by prefixing it with the base URL parameter that is here. So would we have this? Yes, and then you have access to the document. You didn't see that, well, you maybe didn't see it, but it was opening. So this plus this, is a correct link to the document. Oops, that would give you a document even because I selected public that will work. So you could say with it's a bit of dev, but maybe with automated action. You say, okay, every time I have a delivery slip attachment, so every time I have an attachment that is on stock picking and that is linked to a resource ID that I know, I would like to make it public automatically and send the URL to my customers so that they have access to the PDF. That would work as well. That is similar to the solution that is here, but this one would require to be connected while the other one not. So that's potentially something that you can do. Bertian, that will work. Aniket Suryawanshi, sorry for maybe naming you. I hope it's not too bad. I'm currently working in the accounting module in Odoo, specifically under invoicing. I noticed that there is no option available to print only e-way bill directly from the invoice screen. Could you please confirm if this feature is currently supported? If not, is there any workaround or custom development needed to enable separate e-way bill print button on the invoice form? But what is an e-way bill? E-way bill. That is that GST. Then you are from India. I suppose that it looks like it's something that is specific to India. So I can check if we have that in Odoo. E-way bill, yes. There we have something on the App Store. E-way bill, and I see there Indian Electronic. E-way, yeah, let's try that. Okay, I'm going to discover something. Let's create a new company here, Indian company. So, oh yeah, I need to also add a country, India. Okay, all right. So it's going to take a bit of time because, as you know, here you see the loading sign. When we add a company from a new country, we are going to reuse the localization of that country. So creating a company creates a bit more than that. It's also a way to install a bit of accounting info. So that's why it took something like 20 seconds to create. I see it's reloading. Okay. So now I have, I suppose, base Indian accounting. I'm going to check if that module is available as well. E-way bill, but that's, let me check. Not this one here. Technical name. That's maybe because it was another version. Do we have something like, let's retry e-way. I see it's loading, it's a bit slow. Okay. E-way bill, yeah, maybe I will put e-way bill stock so that it will, I guess, depend on the other ones. And I'm going to check that because your question was no option available to print the only e-way bill. Okay, let's see what is inside that module. Accounting, invoices. I'm still in Belgium, so let's try with India. Okay, customer, blah blah blah. So there, I guess that this is a GST thing that is coming really from the localization that we have now. Place of supply. Okay, okay, okay. So do we have something about the print? Okay, I can continue with that layout. But yeah, then you have extra thing here. But then the e-way, I don't know what it should be showing because what is a e-way? Can you tell me what is a e-way bill? Is it like I see some EDI stuff, so I don't know if it's yeah, API. Okay, configure accounting app with. Okay, so you need to connect to e-way bill portal. That is that possible? Then you send information, but do you get? Okay. There's a setup to be made in the accounting. Maybe not like this in e-way bill. So okay, that is maybe those are maybe screenshots that are from a longer time ago. SEPA, vendor payment checks. Do we have something like this on eWay? Analytics, reporting, Storno, audit trail, Indian, okay, yeah. Connect to NIC, alright, so we need a username and a password. But then, that is something that we sent there, and your question was, you would like to print it, but can you print from there, or is it some document that is printed, that is generated at the NIC thing? Send and print, send an e-way bill, confirm customer vendor, click send e-way bill, okay. Then bill has been issued, confirmation message. Invoice PDF report. You can print the PDF report once you have submitted. Okay, but then I suppose that it's still the same bill, so that should work. In fact, when I see that, when you have enabled the invoicing, okay, you would have something like the same PDF report, because when I go in the invoices, I would switch to Belgian company. Oh, not Belgian, sorry, Indian company. If I go here, you don't have another PDF there, so it looks like that would be an improvement of the existing report. So in order to check that, it's the same PDF, but with extra fields, so usually that is going to be found there. Invoice, it would be the PDF that we have here, and if I go to QWeb views, it's not the one I would like to see. It's better to go on this one. And then, yes, there you see, we have the default document. Yeah, this one is calling this one. And then there's a huge series of other things that we call. And there's the e-way bill report invoice. And that one we are going to say, let's show it if the object has e-way bill information ID and the country code is India. And we show already that. So by default, it's already the case. On the same PDF that you print, you should have that already indicated. So I noticed that there's an option available to print only e-way bill directly from the invoice screen, but it should, because that bill, if I were to have it configured correctly from here, if I click on print, it's going to print this PDF here, and that PDF contains the e-way bill information from what I can see. Here at least the name and the expiry date. So that is what, from what I see, not knowing the Indian documentation and localization, it looks like there's no other PDF shown, so it's the same PDF but with extra information. So don't hesitate to continue the discussion, because maybe you are going to come with new information that I need to go further on this. Bir El Nahas has a question as well. Recurring person, I think I've seen your mail in the past. Thanks for joining again. Question 1, in approval app, how to make the manager approve first? You cannot do that, I think, but let's try. You're talking about the approval app, so I just want to be sure that we talk about this app, and I'm going to install it, the approval app, and not the studio approval that is different. And for which I think you have a sequence, but not forcing you to complete it forcefully through the same sequence. Let's try and have a look at the approvals now. If I create a new request, or maybe I'm going to have a look at the approval types. I don't have any. It's true that the approval types, they come with the demo. That's another one. I'm always mentioning the appointments application, but that is maybe another one that it is better for me to go through by going on the demo environment. Do we have the approvals? I need to install it as well. Approvals. Okay. I'm doing that because on the approvals, then you have a lot of existing extra approval types, so I don't need to create them on my demo environment or on my SaaS database that doesn't contain the demo data. So it will be faster to go from here. There are a few applications I already told you on that, on these Odoo Insider sessions, that from time to time there are a few applications that are faster tested, yes, on demo. So if we have I look at the approval categories. Those were the same categories as we have here on the dashboard, but here it's meant for creating a new request. But I could go and here and edit. You have approvers. You have a sequence like you have here, one and another. So I have Mitchell admin. I could add maybe John Doe as well. And so you see there is a sequence, same notion of handle that we discussed earlier today. If I save that, and I'm asking for a business trip, I will have two things, but I think that John Doe can ask before Mitchell admin. We can try that. I will put Mitchell admin second as I'm connected with him. So if he's second, and I can already do it, that's kind of a proof. Yeah, the other thing is that I'm at the same time also the person generating it, so we'll see if that works. New request owner, I would say Mark Demo is going to ask for a business trip, perfect, and he's going to, I don't know, to Paris next week, blah, 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 to, yes, okay. Can I save that? Yes, okay, I'm going to submit it. And now, even like in the approvers, you have those people, and you see I'm the third one, but apparently I can already approve there. So that would mean a bit of extra development. You could go also for automated actions would work for that, because you say, okay, when I move from one place to the other, yes, here, apparently only one person is sufficient to move it, and you don't need to have the 3 approvals. It's a bit more complex than this. Let me check if we have something else, like for the business trip. Do we require approve? Yes, okay, sorry, didn't pay attention here. Minimal approval, I can say 3, okay. 2, at least, because I have 2 here. Let's retry this. Request, business trip 2, same on Mark Demo. Yeah, okay. Let me check that, because I can do, yeah, that I don't like. There are a few places where we have the from to that is a bit better. Okay, this time we go to Berlin. All right, submit, approvers. Yeah, waiting to approve. So that is okay. You have the first one that needs to approve, and then you have the other ones. So approval app, yes, you can ask to have the manager as a first person if you want. What are the entries for stock valuation in both cases? So that is not related to the first question, I guess, unless you have some approvals for stock stuff. Maybe it was because you wanted procurement or RFQ, but then it's not related. Well, the entries that you are going to create in terms of stock valuation are not depending on the approval, and they are rather depending on the configuration that you have on your product. So let's go back here on a configuration that I know a bit better. If you go in your product, you are going to say, I can create a FIFO product, and I will say, okay, it's I would like to track the inventory of that, and I'm going to say that the category of items that I have here is FIFO, and I can have FIFO here as well. So that's, let's check, I have my FIFO product, I can have a sale price and some kind of cost. I can eventually reuse some person here. Okay, I could try that and see what it does when I'm receiving some stock, because I'm saying that the costing method should be FIFO based. Also on top of that, I should have a look at the entries that are generated in my accounting, because I believe that now it's somewhere here, not customer invoice, that we say that if we want a perpetual inventory, that's maybe something that we need to show. Default accounts, early payment, bank transaction, exchange. Yes, that is what we need. So automatic accounting. So I would say I'm going to use different types of accounts. Stock valuation, I don't know. That would be a stock. Do we have an account 2 something? No. No, I think it's a class 2 in Belgium, but I'm not sure. Let me check. 2 or 3 plants acquisition value. Yeah, that's not sure. Not furniture value. No, it looks like more like assets. This one. I'm not going to spend a lot of time on this. Raw materials, perfect. Good. Acquisition value. Current assets. Let's go. And that. do we have something like this? 6. Yeah. Oh, I don't know about the not purchase. Do we have something like stock? I'm going to reuse anyway. Yeah, it's okay. Those account, I'm not really good in accounting for knowing which kind of account I can use for Belgium for that. But you should know that, or your accountant can help you on the account. So now that I have this, I can go in my quotes or purchase. I'm going to purchase that product to those guys. I'm going to take 2. If I confirm this, I go on the reception, I validate that. I suppose that the validation brought some valuation that is here, and you have it there. Then you have different cases about the cost at which you receive it, also the currency, the extra cost that you can have with the landed costs that go on top of that, because maybe you need to account for the transport bill that came way after you received it in a second invoice, and you want to take that into account on your product cost. That is also another module that we have. If you go on landed cost, you are going to have it here. That's also something that you can use to add other costs. But I don't know exactly what you want to know in terms of stock valuation. I see after that you have another question about t-shirt made to order. T-shirt require 2 meters of fabric. Okay, okay, this is very, very long. So customer orders t-shirts. You need fabric purchased and stored in rolls. Each roll has different number of meters. Okay. All right, and you want to know how much has been used. In that case, you need to use manufacturing. Here you are going to have your product bill of materials. So from what you say, you have a product that is a t-shirt, okay, and that t-shirt is made of components. In those components you have fabric, but if that fabric is made of meters and stored in rolls, okay, fabric in meters, maybe that fabric in meters, you will have to cut it first, and that cutting would transform another component that is fabric in rolls, and that you transfer in meters, so that you have it here. I should have not created it that way. I should have said something different and gone in the product and say, I will fabric in meters here. I will go and delete this one I don't need. I will create a new one, fabric. And then you will have it in meters. Yeah, it's M. Okay. Good. So you could have that, and then you have another one that would be fabric in terms of rolls, and then you need to create a new one. Let's imagine that here it would be by the kilogram that you want, and then a bit of help here. You will convert one to the other thanks to some bill of material, where you say that when you purchase it in kilogram, but on your side it will be a roll. How do you convert from kilogram to meter? So I'm going to do the opposite, in fact. So in order to create 1 meter, you will have to use some kilogram. Here maybe it's 2 kilograms for 1 meter. So you get the idea. You have something that you purchase in 1 unit of measure, and as it cannot be transformed in always the same ratio, it's a different unit category. And if it's a different unit category, you need to have a conversion that is made, and usually you do that through through a BOM. And so t-shirt, you are going to say, okay, I need some fabric. Of course, you need to define the fact that this one, if you want to manage it MTO, you need to manage the routes correctly as well. You need to mention that you want to manufacture it, not buy. That the other one that you have here, it's the opposite. This one should be bought and not manufactured. So you need to have also another company for which you purchase from. So that setup, you should have it. And what I would like to do in Odoo is, when a sale order is confirmed, manufacturing order is created automatically, MTO plus manufacturer, and the system to reserve and transfer entire rolls to the manufacturing location, not just the exact 150 meters. After production, I want to know what has been used and things like that. So we can try go further with this. I need to go also in the bill of material on the t-shirt to say that the t-shirt should be also managed in manufacturing, and that not only manufacturing, it should be MTO. In order to make it MTO, I need to go in the inventory. In the inventory, we need to go and ask for more, because here I need the routes usually for that. I could add lots and serial numbers as well, maybe for later. Okay, routes and storage locations. Let's save that. Because in the routes now, you have also that route that is archived. I need to unarchive it so that I can reuse this one. And in my products, my FIFO product replenishment order, yes. And I need to say that it's going to be a manufactured product. Yeah, it's my FIFO product that I wanted to do that way. Let me check again. In manufacturing, it's no, it's my t-shirt, sorry, not FIFO, so I can keep it that way. My t-shirt, sorry, I have a very, very bad memory. Okay, inventory, manufacturer, blah, blah. All right, ordered, no need to do it on with a serial number. Okay, and the fabric as well will need to be done also in MTO and production. Let's try this way. I'm pretty sure that I'm missing a few steps. Could be a few of the other steps are that the fabric. Of course, I didn't say that the fabric would be also counted with FIFO automated accounting. I can maybe go back on the t-shirt to say the same. Okay. What else do we have there? Automated, yeah, okay. Let's try it. I'm going to sell this. So we have the t-shirts information. Let's try to sell one to that guy. FIFO, no, not FIFO, t-shirt. Okay. Oops. If I confirm that, good thing, I have a delivery order, 2 manufacturing orders. So already on the creation of document, that seems to work. I would have to first convert my fabric, well, have my fabric being done, and use it after for my t-shirt. In that fabric, I will transfer that kilogram, but on your side it would be the roll, I think. And then you push that roll to a components location. That's where you would have it sent there. Then the finished location would be where you would have the finished good, that is a fabric. Of course, here I took an easy example. I only have like every time a BOM with only one product. I suppose it's a bit more complicated than this. And also something else that you can add to compute the cost and the time that is taken is add the notion of work orders, because on my side I don't have it. So that would mean that you need now to explain different work centers you go through, different operations, the time they take. So now if I go back on my product bill of material, I could say, yeah, but for making a t-shirt I need to go through some operations. That would be maybe I'm not sure. Would it be sewing a work center? Maybe I should say sewing one, because you have like tons of different places for this. You have some time that it takes. How many employees can be there? You have the cost of the employee that will be taken into account. Maybe you have a logo printing. I don't know if you have something like this. It could be on the same work center or another one, and maybe that one is just taking 5 minutes. You have those kind of things, and every time there will be a cost associated to the person, and it will be counted into the BOM overview that you will get. Of course, here everything is on 0, but you get the ID, and the cost here will be the one that will be reflected in the inventory when you finish the product, because it reaches your stock. And so as it reaches your stock, and we said it's automated and perpetual, you will have the entries that are generated based on the cost that it was. If you want to have different costs per product serial numbers, we support that since version 18, so it's pretty new. You can go in the products, and on the t-shirt you would say I want to manage it by unique serial number, and then valuation by lot and serial number, and Odoo will be taking care of that for you. So the example here is quite short, and I would need more, but you can start doing what I've done, and then complete the fields with the cost, give more products in the BOM, create your work centers. That is already the step that you need to accomplish to get at the base of where you should go for getting the product valuation in your stock. So that's what I could say. And once you get there, if you have a few more troubles, then you can contact us and we can go on your database to help you. Another question from Saroj Patra. Hi, I have a question for accounting. Sometimes reset to draft option is available, but sometimes not available. May I know the reason? Yes. So is it a button that is shown or not? It depends. Usually, the best way to know why something would be available or not is the following. Either you go in debug mode. It's a bit technical though. I don't have I'm giving you a way to find it instead of giving you the answer for your localization, because maybe things are different and maybe someone changed your interface and already used a bit of Studio. But here's the first thing that you can do. When you are in debug mode, you will see here that you have some invisible conditions, and there it says invisible when you have some variable that is hide post button, or if the move type is an entry and not an invoice, or if you say if there's a variable that says display inactive currency warning. So you have 3 reasons for which you could hide the confirm button. It would be the same for cancel, for example. There it says it's invisible if you don't have any ID. So like if the object is in creation, like now, if I click on new, I cannot cancel because I didn't create the record yet. Okay, so that's the reason why. Or if the move type is entry. Move type is entry is the move type that we are going to have here. If I create a new one and I post something, you will see it's not an invoice, for example. Let's put 1 and 1. If I do this and there it's funny because if it's different of entry, it will be invisible. So that's quite the opposite. So you have reasons that are there, and those reasons usually rely on other variables. So that is it. If you use Studio, you can make it invisible for other reasons. So let's go there on cancel. If I go on conditional, you see this, but maybe somebody added a new rule on top of that. So that's maybe why you have different conditions than the one I have. And I realize that in fact here you see move type equals entry, while here it's indeed different. So it's per se not the same button. We don't have cancel anymore. That wasn't the other one. No, that's it. Okay, you don't see it anymore here, but if I create a new one, did I have something like, I'm retrying here. Okay, to saving there you see it's different than entry. That's because in fact you have sometimes different views with a button that has the same name. So technically it's not exactly the same button because the invisible clause is not exactly the same. So if I go here, you would see that the condition here is not equal to journal entry, while on the other side it was equal to. So it looks like it's the same button, but it's coming from 2 different views, and the button is not exactly the same. What I'm showing in Studio, you can see it here as well by going into view form, and there you will see all the buttons, and that's where I want to go, because then if you see button cancel, you have 2 that are here, and I think those are the 2 ones that I was showing. Yeah, one which is different than entry, and the other one that is move entry. Move type is an entry. So we are going to show one or the other, depending on the type of document it is. Is it a journal entry, or is it an invoice document, a ticket, a vendor bill, something different than just the regular entries that you will find here. So that's why you may have that, Saroj. After that, is it done on purpose? Should you change it? It depends. But the reason on your side was not cancel entry, it's draft, but the reasoning is the same. If I go back there, I think that for draft it depends on the current state. We can go there. It says invisible, it's not show reset to draft button. Okay, so that one I'm pretty sure that it's so if I go there, so that is a field that is, I suppose, computed. We can go, and it's an easy way for Odoo to say, okay, you know what, we are going to store information in one field, and in fact that's that field that is going to tell us what. And then yes, that's because it's very good. It will depend on the localization. Like here you have something for the RS localization. RS, I don't know what it is. Let me check. RS, what is that? I don't know the code. Serbia. So for Serbia, for example, we are going to have different reasons for hiding the button. So on your side, I will need to know your localization, because apparently we store that in a button, and then we are going to decide that we store that in a variable, not a button, and based on that we show the button or not. It depends on the module that you have installed. Here, apparently, for the Spanish localization, when you have the EDI, it looks like we changed that as well. But otherwise, the default notion is here, and default value, like if not changed after, it's linked of notion of another restriction. Do we use the notion of hash inalterability, like here? Did we, in the configuration of our journals, did we say that, for example, for the customer invoices, we wanted to have a secure post entry with hash, in which case you will never be able to do that reset after it has been confirmed. So that's why it's a few conditions that you are going to check, and sometimes conditions are based on things that are complex, because you need to check other values that are computed in other places of the code. Usually we can find that if you send us the localization that you use. We can have a look at your database as well, but tell me a little bit more about your localization. But most of the time, functional reasons are you cannot go back to draft, because accounting-wise it makes no sense, or it's not allowed, and we define it in the code so that you cannot do this as a user. We have a bit more time, 10 minutes remaining for a few extra questions. I see that we have Murekeziken. Hello, I have a question. Is it possible to change my database website domain to a custom one? Yes, for example, from Kiriv18 to kiri.io. Yes, you can do that. And usually you will find that in my databases here. So that's a screen that you have. The database I'm working on at the moment is this one, so I can look for its name if you want. Right there. It is the one. You click here and then you say, yeah, I'm in French. EN US. Over there you have domain names, and you can use your own domain. If you are, that's also another question we had like 2 weeks ago. Here I have a specific screen because there it knows that I already used another domain, so Odoo is not proposing me to purchase a domain through Odoo. But if it's the first database that you have an extra information here to purchase a domain from this screen. But otherwise, if you already own the domain and you have you have made that configuration on your domain, you simply have to add it here. So it could be this, and you are going to have the following thing, and you can confirm it, and then after a few minutes or hours, you can access your database from your own DNS. Aniket Suryan Wanchi, second question. I have a query regarding the amount to words feature in Odoo. Currently, this feature appears to be available only on invoices. However, we'd like to have that amount in words displayed on purchase order as well. Okay, we can have a look at that. Apps. I didn't know we were still using this one. It's amount in words. Okay. Am I going to find that in the settings? Like here, amount in words. Yeah, invoice letters. Okay. It's been a long time I didn't have a look at that feature. So total amount, invoice and letters. I need to check how it is done. I think you can use that. We are going to find a solution for this. Not on the price, of course. That should be this. Display invoice total amount in words. Okay. Okay, it's apparently something that is related to the company. Okay, do we have something I can reuse there? That would be on XML, yes. So on the invoice, we are going to say something like this. If the company has this, we are going to show an extra paragraph where we have total words. Okay, and then there's an amount that is computed. Okay, we can keep that one there. I'm going to make another search with this one. Okay. Good. I want to see how this one is being computed on an invoice. Good. So apparently we go to, we store that, and it should be amount to text on. Okay, that's what we need to use. All right, so in order to do that, we need to first store the information in a field and display that field, or we do directly and we show it to the inside your document. We can try to do the all in one step and compute it at the moment we create a PDF. That's a good question to finish the live, I think. Let's go there. So we have our purchase order, and I'm going to try to show that amount in euro. And in order to do that, I need to find the purchase PDF. So again, I'm going to the report, not this one, reports. Okay, purchase order. I'm going to the QWeb view. You know by now that I'm going to create to do things directly in the report document, while it's better to go for an iterated view. But it's not that I don't care so much, but I just want to go a bit faster. So I'm going to create here a new paragraph, maybe with a word in red. So a bit of styling here. Let's make that a bit bigger for you. So yes, a bit styling here. So color red, because I want that to be very visible. And then we have this, but of course on our side it won't be move, it will be O. We have a currency ID, I believe. Do we have amount total? I don't know if we have amount total also there, so I can check first. On the models, do we have amount total something? On the purchase order? Purchase order, do we have a total stuff somewhere? Total, yeah, amount total, it is correct. So we are going to reuse that. Do we have a currency ID field as well? Currency ID also, so I guess it would be working the same, and we are going to replace things. Okay. Let's try that. And now that's what we want to output. Then I guess it would be a T row, T out. T out equals that. Let's try to see if this would work. Saving seems okay. We'll see if printing this will give me an error or not. Yeah, good. And I can tell you that is correct in French. So that's cool. That is working fine. So you could do that, and you could add it here, red or any other color, but it looks like quite easy to do. It's a nice thing to add if you need it. So you see, I'm going to exaggerate here and do this. Yeah, it's 3 lines of XML. Of course, it's better not to put it there, but to do it with an inherited view. So in order to know that, as it was faster than what I thought, it could be through. So it's a Aniket question on amounts to word, and it would be here again a bit of data XPath stuff. XPath, I think that the expression I can use would be after the field note. It was O note, so it's T. I don't know if it's T field. I'm going to try that, but I'm not sure about. It's a span, I think. Span that is with T field equals O dot notes. We'll see if that's correct. Position before. And then we do that. It's a P. It's not a span, so that's not going to work. I need to go back. Oops, not on this one. There is a paragraph. Cannot. Yeah, it's a small P here. Is it going to be better? It's O notes. Yeah. All right. Let's retry that one. Is it going to work the same way over there? Yeah, same way, better, because now it's migration resilient. Okay, that's how you could do that, Aniket. All right. It's, I think, good. No more question. It's the end of the stream. So that was fruitful to me. I hope it was the same for you. Next week, other set of questions with the other Antoine that will be there to answer your questions. So don't hesitate. connect, talk with us, ask us questions like you have. And if you have things that are a bit more complicated, enter in contact with your account manager or partner manager. They will tell you how you can enter in contact with consultant like me every day for helping you on your project. Have a good day and see you next week, guys. Bye-bye.